Dear learners, I'm sharing a video with you which talks about preparing for examination and facing them well. First of all, what is an exam and what is the purpose of an exam? The purpose of an exam is not just to get good marks and good grades. The real purpose is to deepen your learning and make your learning lifelong. So focus on that. Focus on deep learning and learning for life. Now, how to crack an exam? Well, do you think a day before the exam you can sit and study 7 to 8 hours at a stretch? No, not a very good idea. The best thing is study for 30 to 40 minutes followed by a short 5 to 7 minutes of break. If you do this, you will be able to refresh and rejuvenate yourself. And every time you go back to studying, you will be able to retain more. Then let's say if you have 5 to 7 chapters coming in an exam, then it is not a very good idea to sit and read everything line by line. By now, I expect that you must have made short summaries of the chapters, and it is these summaries that you should read and revise. Also, while reading your textbook, you should have the habit of underlining and highlighting text, and it is these main points that you need to refer to and learn. Also, diagrams are very important, and in the diagrams, it is the labeling which is very important, because if you label the diagram wrong, you will not even get marks for making the diagram. So be very careful about that. Coming to our long answers, something like a 2-page answer, 5 markers, 10 markers. Don't get into rote learning, trying to learn word by word. That is not a very good thing. The best thing is find the key lines and keywords of the answer. And from those keywords, the first letter of those keywords, make an acronym. Now this acronym, if you remember, this acronym could be a word which has 5, 7, 10, or even a 2-word acronym can help you learn a very long answer. Because if you have the main points with you, I'm sure you will be able to elaborate that answer very well. Get into the habit of making mind maps. Mind maps are nothing but graphical representation of a large amount of text. And you all know that it is actually the visual memory which is very, very good. So utilize your visual memory for learning a chapter. If in the exam you remember that picture and the mind map, the entire chapter will be clear to you and you will be able to answer your paper very well. In science and maths, always go revise your formulas and equations. You can't make a mistake there. Any mistake in the formula will amount to a wrong numerical and losing a lot of marks. So be very clear and thorough about those. Then in history, it is the dates which are very important. You can't afford to go wrong with the timeline. So remember that and revise that a day before the exam. Then when you're writing an exam, know the pattern of the exam. Whether you're going to attempt an objective paper, a subjective paper, or let's say a practical. Alongside, you should also know how many marks is the paper for, what is the kind of time you will get for attempting that paper, so that you can mentally calculate how much time you have for a 1 marker, 2 marker, 5 marker, and so on. And whatever tools are required for attempting that paper, let's say a pen, pencil, or geometry box, crayons, colors, whatever, keep it handy. If it is next to you, if it's well stacked with you, then you will be able to attempt your paper very well. Practice doing a paper. Sample papers are for the same purpose, because the biggest success mantra in life is practice. Don't shirk from that. Always attempt a paper before the exam. Now, how much should you sleep before an exam? A lot of children ask me if it is possible to stay awake the whole night and write an exam. If you ask me, it's a big no-no, because you will be so tired, you will end up very confused and you may even make mistakes in concepts that you're very clear about, because nothing worse than a tired brain. Yeah, maybe you can stretch a little, sleep 1 or 2 hours less, but don't attempt on not sleeping at all. Your brain needs rest. And even 2 minutes before the exam, just relax your mind. This could be through silent sitting, meditation, chanting, or whatever you want to do. But always enter an examination room in a very calm composure, because that will really help you to write the paper very well. In the exam, what's most important is that you're able to retrieve what you have already stored in the brain. So, your brain being in a good state is very essential. Then, what is that you should eat? Please avoid oily, fatty food and food which takes a lot of time and energy to digest. Because this kind of food, it might add to stomach ache, you might feel lazy, tired, sleepy, and that's not good for you. Eat short, small meals in some durations. Eat a lot of fresh fruits, few nuts, and light food which is easy to digest. Just before entering the examination hall, eat a piece of chocolate. If you don't like chocolate, then eat something which is sweet, because sugar, trust me, is a miracle food, superfood for your brain. And likewise, your brain needs water. So, not drinking water for a long stretch is not good. Your body and mind both are made of water to an extent of 70%. So, please keep this, hydrated. Drink water. Stay calm. Stay happy. Keep studying on a regular basis and be a little more attentive during the exam days. I'm sure that will fetch you good results. All the very best. God bless.